Okay, I believe we are recording. So it is now 12:41. It's a little video I'm making for family and friends and anyone who wants to check this out. I show just how impressive slash dangerous this storm is. Okay, right now I'm on traffic land, and this is giving me access to the DOT cameras in Tennessee, Chattanooga, which we see right here. Hopefully that's recording the mouse like it's supposed to. And we're going to click on some cameras. Now right now we are in, I'm not exactly sure, hang on. Travis North. Actually we're looking the I-75, I think, down in Georgia right now, because that was the last camera I had up, and then I came up here to Chattanooga to start from. So we're going to start from I believe this is this 75 that I'm about to click on. It's been quite a while since I've been down that way, so let's see. Nope, it's the I-53. This appears to be today. Not much snow, which doesn't surprise me because this is the far edge, but you can see it's cold enough. The roads are definitely slick. I'm up north, so I'm very familiar with the sheen that comes off a road. It's different than being wet, and these roads are definitely slick. As icy as it's going to get within just a few cameras, no, but it's interesting. You can see right at the edge here more snow, and as you look that way you see less if we are looking north here. So let's take it a camera further down. I don't know if I can expand these or not. Let's say we have share this, add this camera to your site. Doesn't look as though that there is one here. No, I don't think so. Don't think this gives you a expansion. Okay, and you notice that we're already a little bit more snowier than the last camera, so we are still on the I-53, or is this the 153? Sorry, that might be my bad. Yes, it's the 153. See, I corrected myself. Wow. Now, what a difference between the first camera I showed you. You know, the edge of this storm is quite impressive. Storm system, winter storm, whatever you want to call it, or whatever network is calling it. There is weather battles going on with weather networks. If you're a DirecTV subscriber, you know what I'm talking about. Weather Nation sucks, in my opinion. I miss my weather channel. So we're going to take it down another camera. This is probably 2 miles further south. We're getting pretty close to Chattanooga, Georgia, Tennessee border. This is very familiar looking. I'm from this area. Well, not from this area, but my roots go back here a long time. It's a very familiar look. It looks a lot like the I-75, a lot of the interstates and throughways are very similar in Tennessee, how they're set up and laid out. particularly with this divider. This is something you see a lot down in Tennessee, and you do see quite similar in Georgia. So let's go down another couple cameras. Okay, now you're starting to see a slushy mix. We're down here right along the Tennessee Dam, Harrison Lake. As a matter of fact, that's the Harrison Lake Dam, I believe. It's been a long time since I've been down this way. Yes, that is it, I believe. Yep. You can definitely see more of a slushier, freezing mix here. I'm surprised to see cars on the road here. This looks about right. Time-wise, it's now 12:47. You can hear I've got a Fox gun in the background. Let's see, we're still on the 153. Definitely the snow's starting to pick up a bit. You can see it looks like some of these roads have been salted, but anyone who is not from this area or has not ever been to this area, these folks have a lot of hills, steep valleys, lots of ridges, and the roads are paved in a different way than they would be up north, so they don't deal well with slick road conditions. There are times in the summer where in the first 10 minutes of rain, because of the pollen is so heavy from I can't think of the tree right down there now, but there's a couple of trees that all pollinate at the same time, and wow, it can turn the sky or yellow on a summer day for a little while. That's how heavy it can be. When that stuff first get wet, it's as slick as cat poo on a linoleum floor. So we're going to go a little further. Still on the I-53, down, getting pretty close to the I-75, and where you got the 24. Coya getting pretty close to downtown Chattanooga. This is one of the kind of like overpass / turnpikes here. You can see it's quite slick, especially these raised overpasses. Cold in the air, cold underneath, so these surfaces freeze, and even though they salt them, they can be twice as slippery as the same salted roads here below. Don't see a lot of snowing right now, but you can see it snowing here. Let's slide over a little bit. And we're on the 24 now. Let's move a couple miles to the west. Still quite a bit of snow. You see it's more. This air this way appears to be more cold, buoyant, to where you're producing more snow and frozen granule pellets more than a liquid, and then whatever it lands on freezes. But definitely seeing some of that here, and I wouldn't be surprised in some elevation changes that there actually is. Let me bring up and check on time here, 9-minute wise. Okay, now we're gonna drop down to the Atlanta area. Okay, here we are, Woodstock. We're down Marietta. We just passed Rome and Ringgold. So let's go back up a little, down a little. And you're going to see quite a difference in these cams. Now watch these cams closely over here as I bring them up. And you're going to see a continual ice on the cams, or ice hanging in front of the cams. The road's really bad. And as I get closer to Atlanta, it gets even icier. So let's bring up, what is this, Kennesaw? And we are on the 75. That's not water on the camera, that is a layer of ice. And being familiar with these kinds of images from the north here, I'm judging that as, I'd say, a good 5 millimeters of ice is on this camera lens right now. Somewhere between 5 and 3. And that looks like a tanker truck in the in view. I'm not sure what direction we're looking here. Traffic close to camera is traveling south. Okay. So he's heading into it. Maybe it's a milk truck. I hear you guys are running low. Praying for y'all. Okay, let's take it a few more. We've probably just traveled about 3 miles via from one camera to the next. I skipped a few cameras. This is down by Frey Road, and we are now looking north. You can see these roads are quite icy. You notice that there's less snow standing up on the grass, and it's more laying down in places where there's not high grass. This is a symptom that you get through with icing, because it tends to lay like that because it's heavier, and it freezes close to the ground. One way you can tell what's going on through the cameras. Here's another one. This is probably fresh into a burst of freezing rain. This looks liquidy, but you can also see that there's also ice on this. You can see it's iced here in these little droplets and in here. And you can see the roads are quite icy. Very, very dangerous. Alright, so now we're going to come down to between Kennesaw and Marietta. Let's take it right about here. Now, this image here that's quite thick ice. And I went through a lot of these cameras earlier around 3 and 4 a.m. and it was nothing like this. That's definitely in between 4 millimeter and 6. Hell, 7 or 8 millimeters worth of ice, which we are talking now above a quarter of an inch. That's going to start to bring down some power lines and definitely some branches. Some of them quite large if you're talking about something that was already weakened. Even some trees at this point, but it's usually, half-inch plus where you really start getting bad. Okay, this is where you really start seeing a lot of this. I noticed this down when you start getting close to Marietta. is you just see this on all of them, these big huge icicles.